And this is why I struggle by myself, like I was saying. But we'll just keep rolling.
That's pretty funny.
I swear I've done this.
Happened to us the other day. We filmed like half an hour worth of video, and then as we're like getting up to turn the phones off, because we used Audacity. They're like, "Oh, did you start Audacity?" I'm like, "No. Like, you were on the computer. Did you start Audacity?" Slide to the next screen. We're like, "Ah, fuck, we weren't filming that whole time."
It's such a struggle.
No, it's the worst as well because like we did like half an hour's worth of content, and like it was maybe late at night, so like we're like, make sure you're enthusiastic for this, and like I was like, all right, I'll get myself up for it. So like I got myself up, was real enthusiastic. It's like, yeah, but the mics weren't on,
and you can't redo it.
And I was like, just use the audio on the phones. Like I'm not redoing it.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we have to. We got to use the mic audio
It's
because
a
it does.
big difference.
It makes a massive difference.
So that's why I'm not going to use the first half that you just missed out. We're talking about some very, very controversial stuff, and we revealed Jon Bernards' fight coming up, but oh well, I guess that won't come up. So we're going to redo it. But I said this last week, I'll say it again. If anyone, there's any Jamies out there, Jamie to or Joe Rogan, hit me up, send me your CV. I need someone on the cameras and shit.
Jamie like his little bitch.
Yeah. And they're talking about something. Hey, Jamie, pull that up.
I always feel sorry for those guys. Like at least put a camera on
Are
them.
you serious? Imagine being Jamie for Joe
I
Rogan.
know, but like put a camera on him, give a face to the name. Like that way.
I think he likes it, but because then he can just live his life normal. Like I don't think many
people would track him down and know if they really wanted to.
Yeah, you can. Like you have seen him, but not seeing him all the time kind of still gives him that private like.
Yeah, he has some sort of anonymity to him.
Yeah. But imagine being the Jamie to Joe Rogan where you got Zuckerberg just happened on his podcast, Kanye West coming in, Snoop Dogg.
I don't get this. Does Joe Rogan get cancelled or is he not cancelled?
Uncancelable.
Like seriously, but like that's what Mark Zuckerberg goes on his show. Everyone loves him. He's interviewing someone good. He interviews Alex Jones, I think it was one time. That's like, take this guy off. Like, what's he doing? Spotify, get him off your platform. I don't get it.
I think Spotify have held their stand strong. He's got enough supporters that know he's shouldn't be cancelled. He doesn't give a fuck as well. It's just those people that come in. They come in waves of like.
But that's why, like he's very smart as well. But like he doesn't take a side really. Like he'll say something that will appease one set of fans, and then say something that appease the other side of fans.
I don't think he does it, but to appease people. I think he's just
that's
a
the way
normal
he is.
bloke.
Yeah,
like we are in Australia. Yeah. Like how many people do you know that you actually know that are hardcore
psycho? Yeah.
Like I feel like most of us here are just normal, like people. We don't want to get sick corona, but we don't want to be locked down as well.
No, not even on corona stuff, just in general. Like he always he'll interview Zuckerberg and play out as if he's best. Like he's got similar views as his best mate. Then he'll sit down with Kanye or some other guy and be like the exact.
He did challenge Zuck on a few things.
Oh, you watched it?
I just listened to it. I just finished, but he does ask him about censorship and stuff, and because
I see Zuckerberg as like one of the biggest psychos in the world.
He seems a bit odd, but if you watch, I don't know if he's just really well PR trained. If you watch the thing he did with Joe Rogan, he seems normal. Like he seems like this guy just is obsessed with Facebook, and then there's all this shit that just comes with it that he doesn't want to deal with.
It doesn't help that movie they made about him, that Social Network, was played by that Eisenberg. That he's he's just like he's just stained in your memory as like a weird actor.
That's the image you get.
Yeah, that's every time I think of him or Zuckerberg, I think, all right, that's what I'm seeing him as, and that's just a weird bloke.
I think Zuckerberg's a bit more normal and non-evil than Bill Gates. I think Bill Gates is a lizard.
That's
I don't think he's a real lizard. Like I think he's a fucking evil cunt.
Yeah, no, he's running some sort of underground operation where he's planning to kill everyone.
Yeah, he's weird. But there must be like a stage you get to in fame and power where something goes off.
Nah, but I don't even know that. Like when you think of it, like footy players or even like the best NRL player, once it's when you get 1.5 mil, that's a shit ton of money. Then you look at like NBA players. LeBron's at least I think he's got $1 billion now.
Yeah,
like that's enough money to set you up for life, set your kids up for life, grandkids. And you look at Bill Gates, who's got like 50 billion. Don't you just think like, all right, maybe I'll give half of it away. I can live off 5 billion. I don't need this many billions. I've never understood the 50 billion part. Like
that's true.
Like, what's the difference between 5 billion and 50 billion? I get it's $45 billion, but like
at maybe like 1 or 2 billion, it's kind of infinite money.
That's what I'm saying. Like once you reach that billion status, your bank account doesn't struggle. Your card's not getting declined.
Yeah. How much more do you want?
Yeah, I don't understand. I never understood that part. That's why, like, someone like Bill Gates, what are you still doing with your life, bro? Just retire, go.
Trying to settle the population and
That's
power.
Like, ultimate goal for me, retire by age 30.
Yeah.
That way you just
And
have
do what?
just nothing. Just go relax. Maybe go work 1 to 2 days a week.
Kids?
Yeah, I'm saying obviously
Yeah.
have your family and all that, but like, I don't want to work anymore. I hate working. That's why, like, yeah. So like, he's what's probably pushing 70.
Bill Gates?
Yeah,
I don't know.
bro. Surely you just retire and just
Pushing
don't.
70 with probably like a 30-year-old's blood in his string.
He's taking the African kid's blood. He's done those like there's like Egyptian body transfers.
He's got a fresh body inside.
He's transferred his conscious into another body.
Yeah. But yeah, there would be like an infinite stage. And Andrew Tate has talked about this too, where like someone's like, oh, how much money is that?
Bro, don't bring up Top G. You're going to get banned.
Actually, doesn't matter. You see how he's but yeah, he's saying, someone said how much money you got. It's like, it's kind of infinite. Like,
Once you reach a certain amount of money,
it's just numbers on the screen.
Yeah.
You can get whatever he wants. But you see how he's moving to the new platform?
what's the new platform?
So, well, I don't know if it's new, but it's just these, I can't remember what it's called. It might be called Rumble or something, where it's like a censorship-free platform. And
I've heard of Rumble, but it's like it's a shit YouTube.
Well, he was streaming on something, and he had 70K live viewers on this,
which is massive.
Other platform, and that's part of his process is to.
So you reckon he did it on purpose? He wanted to get banned?
No, I don't know if he wanted to get banned on purpose, but he wants to, I think, move people, try and get people off this big tech.
Did you watch his final message?
I didn't watch all of it. I seen clips on it.
I watched like half an hour of it, and
How
I
long
was
is
like,
it?
it's about an hour.
Wow.
It's just him talking, and it's like it was kind of him not retracting some of the stuff he said, but him taking a more like lighter approach to kind of appease people that banned him. You could tell he was doing that, but like he was trying to say like, oh no, I'm not sorry for saying these things, but like my fame's been taken out of hand. And he's like, I'm the most Google search person in the world. I'm the most famous person in the world right now. Like, it's pretty true. Like even when I was in Lebanon, like people know about Andrew Tate, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
And you hear these, little Lebanese kids in their Lebo English accents, Andrew Tate's the best. And it's just like, bro, the guy's funny. Like, and the people that get angry at him, like, all right, understand that he's having a joke. Yes, all right, what he's saying is absurd sometimes, but it's still a joke. And like for him to get banned, I find like to be so stupid.
Yeah, he's done some fucked up shit, and there's videos of it, but like
no, like not even that's what I'm saying. Just like because you should be able to make the decision to whether you want to watch him or not. Like it shouldn't be made by someone else. Whether like okay, no, you can't watch him anymore.
The
like,
weirdest thing to me is that like, what did you get banned off? You got YouTube,
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube,
Twitter,
TikTok, Twitter as well.
How do they like all come together and ban him in the
That's
same
what
weekend?
That's what he said. He's like they obviously had a meeting and
like isn't that weird?
Yeah, he goes they obviously had a meeting and decided that I'm going to be deplatformed from everything the same way like Donald Trump was, the same way Alex Jones was.
Whether you like them or not, isn't that weird?
And but the thing as well is like Alex Jones is considered like a right wing psycho. Donald Trump kind of got categorized and pushed in that same category as like that's why he's banned because he's going to stir up some sort of political revolution. Andrew Tate, he doesn't fit with those guys. He's just been called a misogynist. Like, you can't really put him in the same category of banned off every platform.
Why do you think he got banned?
Just because he's getting too popular. I don't know.
There's you see there's clips of him like exposing like the Matrix and
Nah, I haven't
like
seen
the
those.
government. You haven't seen like where he talks about like the government and why they move in a certain direction of immigration or. I seen like a funny one where he's talking about trains. Like, he's like, why don't America have these bullet trains? It's like to keep you on the road, to keep you buying fuel. Like, just goes through all of this shit trying to expose the government.
Yeah,
and
I mean, my feed's usually the ones that just say like, girls can't sleep with 10 guys, but guys can sleep with 50 girls. It's like that's like I'm like okay, that's his persona. That's what he's going with. Girls stay in the kitchen, guys will bring home the bread and go to work.
I love his theme song.
What's his theme song?
The one that always comes up. Let's play it. The one that whenever you scroll on TikTok and it comes in the background. That Arab song.
Play it. I don't think I've probably heard it. I just can't remember it.
Surely. I'll find Andrew Tate walking.
And the fact that he was a kickboxer provides a bit more masculinity to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard this. Yeah.
I don't know why this cheers me up.
Get him shadow boxing in the background of the music.
Honestly, that does cheer me up. Makes me want to drop down and do 1,000 push-ups.
Well, I'm a big fan of his brother Tristan. I don't know. It's because maybe he's the less unimportant brother like I am. That's maybe why I like him a bit more.
You relate?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I got to be a relation to this guy. But he's actually hilarious as well. I don't know. He hasn't gotten the screen time yet. And I don't know. Is he banned from Instagram as well? I think he's going to get banned as well.
I see him comment on TikTok. I don't know if that's his real account. It's
Nah,
verified.
Oh, it's a verified account.
Yeah.
Then maybe it was.
But yeah, I don't know.
He's a funny bloke as well. Like, does he get banned as well? Because I thought anything my brother does now, does that kind of ruin my life as well now?
Does it? Do you think it does?
Nah, not at all.
No.
But then I maybe can ruin his life because we look alike. If I do something real stupid,
Blame it on him.
yeah. So that's why maybe I'll cop the brunt of
They
something.
use it just like proper twins,
Yeah.
born same time.
Yeah,
How's that growing up?
it's kind of the same thing, like as normal brothers, like pretty same group of friends, same interests. Played footy together, did all that. Makes it easier. You go to the gym together, kind of use each other as always competitive with each other. So you kind of make sure you guys are going hard with everything. It's lucky, but he's I don't know. Most people I don't think are as close as we are, which is lucky, and that kind of helps with all the videos and stuff that he does. He can rely on each other to go to the extreme to kind of make a video or do something stupid, which is good. But
I think there's no other no one else is gonna have your back as much.
Yeah,
as your
yeah.
twin brother.
Well, that's why when you look at like Logan and Jake Paul, I think when Logan got cancelled, Jake got cancelled, Bob Borderline got cancelled, and I was like, okay, well that's the thing now. You just
nature of it.
yeah, and you back your brother 100%. So why do you even care?
Is there any ever hesitation or debate when someone has an idea and
Oh, bro,
bro, please don't do this?
No, so there's obviously me and my older brother Bernard. Then we got I got 3 younger brothers, and we're all pretty heavily involved in okay, is this idea good?
Oh, really? It's have a sit down meeting.
Yeah. No, sometimes we'll be like, all right, yeah, let's sit down and flesh, write this out, and you'll get sprayed if you come up with a bad idea or. And it's pretty disheartening sometimes. You'll say, yeah, maybe try this, and they'll be like, no, that's the shittest idea ever. Why would you even think of that? It's like,
what's the worst one that's come up?
Oh, I can't remember exactly what's the worst one, but I don't know. It's too hard to know, but it's just I can't give a specific example because there's been too many ideas.
Which one gives the worst most often?
I don't know. My brothers will say that I give the most cheap humor, ideas. They probably think their humor is a lot more sophisticated than mine. I'm more of a slapstick kind of cheap humor guy. But that's just, I just know that will probably get views on TikTok or something. So that's why I'm just do it. Who cares? Content's content. Even if it's cheap, who cares? But then they'll they'll probably shoot it down.
Is there
I'd probably get sprayed the most by them. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's just my idea generation. That's I'll come up with 5 shit ideas,
one gold
and 1 gold one, and the 1 gold one will bang. So it's just let me go through that process.
It's part of the process. Yeah. Trust the process.
That's brainstorming for me.
Is there a common understanding of his profile's pushing the most?
Yeah.
Let's boost on his profile, all the cracker ideas, maybe post on his profile.
Yeah.
And go up together.
Yeah, 100%. Probably before he kind of took off on Instagram and TikTok, I was very anti social media.
Yeah, Matt called you a sellout for going on TikTok.
Yeah, not even it's more so I don't and even then, even now still I don't like showing people what I'm doing. I don't like broadcasting my life at all. I don't even when I was just on holiday, it's painful for me to put up an Instagram story. That's just the way I am. I'm a very private person. But I find making videos and stuff like that to be different because it's just it's just making fun and having fun. So then his profile is okay. That's a ticket to success really. If you can boost him as much as possible. Like by association, you're gonna just go with him, and slowly, like I'll just get the kind of like I'll just feed off it, and slowly I'll become bigger and bigger. But like, so like me making a TikTok account, or even like me keeping my Instagram account, making it public and stuff like that. That's just okay. The earlier I start, in 5 years' time, I'll be happy that I started earlier than I did, and like all the followers and stuff that I have from that'll just be worthwhile, just because it's worth trying and worth trying to have the platform, because you never know what good can come from it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I am a sellout.
What about if you got a banger idea and he gets a sponsorship off the back of it, like some lunar kicks, and you're gonna make him share those?
Oh yeah, I mean, like we're pretty. Or at least he would probably be pretty generous in sharing it around. Like we're not
good man.
not. I mean, we live in the same house. We're pretty. We kind of share things anyways. Like all our clothes and shoes and stuff like that. That's just whoever wants it first can wear it. Like no one's got priority or ownership over anything. It'll be funny maybe once we kind of grow up and maybe probably move out of their house, and then it'll become a bit contentious.
Start living in a mansion like the Tate brothers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you hear Andrew Tate say like, he shares a bank account with his brother. He owns a house with his brother. I'm like, that I could do that. I mean, I got no problem.
Yeah,
got nothing but love for my brother, so I can do that with him.
All right, so we're not going to see a NK versus PK boxing match.
No. I mean, I don't think he'd want to do that. I'm known as his bodyguard, enforcer. Probably got a few too many kilos on him.
Yeah,
but nah. Like that's why, like if Logan Paul and Jake Paul ever fight each other, that'd probably do massive numbers.
Yeah.
If we ever get to that level, then I'll fight him.
Yeah, you can't say no to that. Yeah, big money. Then you can retire at 30.
Yeah, then I'll retire at 30.
What do you think is the ultimate end goal? You said retire at 30, but in terms of maybe what you're doing, but if both of you, business structure.
Yeah, like if out of like his platform, like I can get to a point where it's like my job is like Pat McAfee, like I said before, like talk about sport all day, get paid to talk about sport, talk about other stuff in life, whether it be like funny shit in politics, funny shit in the news. Then that would be like, then I'm set. Like that's my idea of, okay, this is what life is. Like that's a fun life. And then Pat McAfee branches into wrestling, wrestles at WrestleMania. If I could do that one day, that'd be like unreal. And then if I could do that with my brothers, that'd be even more unreal.
Yeah.
So like that's why that's why like if it does take off even more than it has, that'd be massive and it'd be real fun. But probably a long way off.
So right now it's just about trying to grow the platforms.
Yeah, so just like, keep grinding with my brother, help him put out as much content as he can until, you get a few more bangers and stuff goes a bit more mainstream and, people start, taking him on to do a bit more mainstream stuff on, TV or sponsorship wise.
Like what, for example?
Like
as in, what do you mean mainstream? Like that the show Amazing Race. I wanted to go like the block and like that type of stuff.
Maybe not the block because I'm shit with tools, but like
or like that type of idea of like, still your own character. But
like not to bring up Andrew Tate, but like he went on Big Brother.
Yeah.
Not that I would want to go on Big Brother, but like that probably just helped accelerate his platform because you get broadcasted on a major TV channel and all these people see.
You wouldn't go on Big Brother if your brother was going on as well?
Nah. Steer clear of like that. Steer clear of Love Island. Stuff like that. Just I can't do it.
The ones where you're staying there and sleeping there?
Yeah. No, I gotta go home.
Yeah.
But something like The Amazing Race, where it's like something competitive, it's fun, and people watch it. I'm like, that'd be actually a gun idea. So like we tried to apply for it. I think towards the end of last year. It's like, bro, let's just try and like maybe try and apply for it. See if they give you the benefit of the doubt. Like we're twin brothers. We're pretty athletic. We're pretty jacked. I like to say we're good looking as well.
Yeah.
Surely they'll say, what, put them on the show 100%.
I agree with that.
Yeah. They never got back to us. Yeah.
No? How do you apply? What do they put an ad out?
I don't know. You had to make a video and send it to them as a part of your application. Just write why you want to be on the show, and they just never got back to us.
They're lost, huh?
Yeah, they're lost. That's what I'm. But like, I feel like eventually,
that's a good idea.
It'll get to a point where like just these guys get views, especially Bernard. Like he's a needle mover. Get him on the show. Like it'll produce good television, good content.
Yeah, that's a good like strategic thing to do, I reckon. When you like obviously you want to grow and get the platform bigger. Just take the approach of, all right, we're just thinking what comes to our mind, what's funny, or I use, trend hopping, so jumping on things that are taking off, or are you looking for the most controversial thing?
I think you got to stay away from the most controversial stuff, just because eventually it'll catch up to you. So you can't do it too often. Excuse me. But then stuff like trend hopping, as in like doing dances and stuff like that. Like we can't do that.
So Andrew Tate's a big talk right now.
That's why you got to make sure you stay on top of the trend, stay on top of what's in the news. So like, what's the most popular thing in the news? Okay, like what was that thing that came up the other day that you can't stare at chicks in nightclubs or something like that? Or there's that nightclub where you'll get in trouble for staring. It's like, well, that's something absurd. People are talking about it. If you do a video on it, it might get a bit of uptick in views. But then it's just like, okay, let's not just make any video on it. Let's make something funny. Make sure it's actually worthwhile making a video. And then something like that, it's like, okay, then you sit around, brainstorm a couple ideas.
Is that what you actually do? Yeah. You sit together and brainstorm?
Or like, maybe we'll just be on like a, WhatsApp group chat saying like, oh, how stupid's this? What can we do here? And then it's like, okay, someone will come up and say, oh, why don't you try this? And it's like, all right, maybe not do that. Maybe try this. And then it's like, you just slowly get to the idea of what you want to do.
Yeah. And
for that, I don't think we've come up with an idea yet, but...
For the nightclub?
Yeah. Just because it's so stupid.
How quick are you? You guys are pretty quick. Like,
what's what I'm saying, man? Like,
if someone says something, is it straight in the group chat?
Like that's everyone's pretty plugged into the internet now or on TikTok. So, you see something, you send it in, say this is hilarious, or let's try and replicate this, or let's try and make fun of this. And then bang, that's a video. So I'm trying to think of one that we've done recently.
Do you want another pillow?
No, I'm good. I like to transition in between.
The whole time I had your brother on the podcast, he was just sitting like this, holding the mic that was on it was on a boom arm. He's still holding it the whole time, didn't move. I like the sit back, relax, and then serious topics. I'll sit forward. You got to change up the scene.
I know, Matt. Get better couches, you cheapskate.
Honestly, this is. I think this came off Craigslist. This one actually turns into a bed.
Yeah, but like there was like the other day, like I had maybe like an hour to kill on my phone. I was probably doing cardio in the gym or something, and I was just scrolling through TikTok for an hour, which I rarely do. And then I just found like 3 or 4 funny videos, and then whether we're not going to completely copy that, but then it's like, okay, that might provide us with an idea to do something that's similar. Like that one that was this is my first and last drink of the night. Like I think we'd seen that somewhere on TikTok. And then it's like, okay, we can just replicate that, put our own funny spin on it.
Was at that party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put your own funny spin on it and then see how it goes.
Yeah.
I think Matt got a feature in that one.
Yeah, he did.
Pretty off his head.
Joe Fidel.
Yeah, Joe Fidel, and then me and BK.
Yeah.
So it was like that stuff. Like you can make it funny, you can get good views. And like, that's kind of the idea generation. Stay plugged into the news, stay plugged into the internet. Stay like I used to be massive. Like the only platform I used to go on was Twitter.
I love Twitter.
Yeah,
it's so underrated. Like in Australia, no one
uses it. No one uses it at all.
But lately I've been all over it. MMA Twitter, and
that's what I'm saying. Like you keep up with shit on it, and like especially for MMA, like they keep you updated on everything.
But no, the guys are funny on there. They're roasting each other, and it's kind of like Facebook.
What Facebook used to be
for celebrities, where you actually like can be their Facebook friend and see their statuses and stuff.
I feel like Facebook's not that anymore. No one uses Facebook.
Nah. Like, who's posting a status on Facebook?
Yeah. It's like it's a more efficient version of like TikTok. If you don't want to sit and watch a video, you just go, I want to see this person's status, or I'll keep scrolling. But that's why I used to be massive on Twitter. I kind of slowed down now.
It's hard. I feel like it's hard to grow if.
Oh, yeah, no, you can't. I feel like unless you're a major athlete.
In America?
Yeah, you're not going to be big on Twitter. Like the time's passed to grow on Twitter.
Yeah.
Even like some sports personalities and like European athletes, like you just don't hear about them on Twitter. Yeah. No one uses it.
But I love Twitter. I love scrolling Twitter.
And like Elon Musk, I think he's not buying it anymore. So it's back to being dead Twitter.
Yeah. It did calm down a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah. But then like TikTok's big now. But then what's next? Like there's always going to be another platform.
Yeah. I'm going to make a promise to myself. I was very, very slow on TikTok and still slow.
Oh, mate, even like my brother, like Jon Bernards, he was real slow. Like he didn't get on TikTok or make his own account until like the platform was out for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well,
Big regrets, eh?
that's not even a regret, but it's like, because you can't really change what's happened. But it's like, what if I did get on it earlier? Like, it's just, even if you got an extra 1,000 followers from starting earlier, that's still 1,000 followers. Like, it's still something to show for it. Like, that's why it's like, you just get on early. The earlier you start, the better. Be consistent, have a go. And then if it takes off, you'll thank yourself later.
Was there fear of judgment when you first started? I know BK's been doing forecasts.
Yeah, he's
like
always had a bit more of a performance. Like, he's always not shy from performing. He's always had a bit more of a. He loves to showcase his abilities. I don't think he's ever been shy in terms of judgment, as long as he's not doing something too stupid.
What about you getting in front of the camera?
No, I really don't care. Like, as long as I'm not, doing something that like compromises my morals or something, I don't really care. Like, if someone sees me there, whatever. Like, I'm not too fussy about it. And like, now that I've been on camera a few more times, I'm definitely not shy about going on camera, and I kind of want to go on camera a bit more, just because it's like you start having fun with it. You start enjoying, like, okay, yeah, this can be funny, and then people start saying like, oh yeah, I saw you and this is pretty funny. So it's good.
Yeah. At the start, I was a bit like, that's why I didn't start for so long. I was so
worried.
I don't know.
That's what, like, especially when you start, the initial backlash, like, especially for someone like you that's doing a podcast, like,
yeah, but it's like, I don't know what I'm worried about.
Well, because eventually you're gonna be like, well, who really cares? Like, even if you flame out and do terrible, life goes on. People will forget about it. Everything. Give it 2 weeks, everyone forgets. News cycle keeps going. That's why, like, with anything in life, even like when we're tossing up whether a video is going to do well or not, you're like, if it doesn't do well, people forget by tomorrow.
Yeah, and I guess the only maybe downside is not wasted time, but that time could have been used somewhere else.
Yeah, but you never know. Hindsight's 2020. Yeah. But like, you can't look back and say,
think about it, you still maybe getting 200 views that you wouldn't have got if you didn't post that video.
Well, like, the way I like to look at it is like, all right, even if a video might not do well, or you're trying to make a video to appear to a new audience, it's like, all right, maybe it won't do that well, but you might get 1 or 2 viewers from the right audience that might set you up and do something else later on.
Exactly.
So like, someone like Bernard put up a Bulldogs video. He's like, yeah, okay, someone from like the Parramatta Eagles fan base might not like it, but someone from the Bulldogs might see it and be like, you know what, let's do something with him, let's collaborate with him. And then all the NRL will say like, okay, let's collaborate with this guy. He obviously likes our sport, likes what we're doing. That's when, like, you just think, okay, don't just think of it in terms of views, think of it in terms of future opportunity.
Yeah, just create.
Yeah.
He's doing something today with them?
Yeah, he's going to start uploading some stuff with the Bulldogs. So he took some Bulldogs players out to show them a tour of Belmore. I think they upload like a teaser tonight and then start releasing videos throughout the week up until their game with Manly.
So that's with the actual club?
Yeah. Or it's with the club and ACG, the air conditioning guys. So like, so like they got him and the Bulldogs, and they know he's a local Bulldogs fan. Get him to show the boys around Belmore.
Well, let's hope he doesn't get cut, because there's already been one influencer that was cut from the Bulldogs, and that was
that?
Jordan Simi, who brought up Bernard's name when talking about fights.
Oh yeah, he wants to fight him.
But
I've actually never heard of this Jordan Simi until he actually brought up Bernard. That's when Bernard kind of made me aware. I didn't even know he got bashed by Justin Hodges, but I know he took that on late notice and stuff like that. But that's like,
well, like, I like YKTR and stuff. Like, I really fucked with them. They're probably one of the entry of content for myself, but like, he should have done better.
And but I'm saying
he should have done better against.
They're the originals when it comes to making content for rugby league. Were they before Bloke in a Bar?
No. I think Denon was first. He used to do that podcast in Queensland. I think, in his garage. I don't know. Someone's calling me, but I think they were the first vlogging style in the NRL, vlogging videos. Yeah. But Denon, because
I used to think like Seguiaro was a funny bloke, Isaac John and Corey Norman, they played in the NRL, so they always, anytime you have like a background of what you were doing, like they played in the NRL, they're automatically going to have an uptick in and respect in what they're doing. And I was like, oh, who did Jordan Simi play for? And it's like, he didn't play for anyone. I was like, oh, then like, how did he get in with them? It's like, oh, he's probably just their mate. And it's like, oh, well, he's built his own platform. He's doing well with it. Like, respect to him. And like that, you got bashed by Justin Hodges.
Yeah.
But, most people would. Justin Hodges is one of those, tough footy players. Takes a scoot, he's going to make 20
meters. I really
meters.
thought Jordan Simi was going to deck him.
Because he's a big bloke, isn't he? I haven't seen the size of him. But
he just gassed out, bro. It's hard. It's the first fight, bro.
Yeah,
in front of so many people.
He only had like 8 weeks of training or something, not even.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I do one day want to have like that experience of
getting in the ring.
Because we never made rugby league, we're failed rugby league players. So we'll never get that experience of like running out to a sold out stadium. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
high adrenaline, high stakes.
There was the I think it's like I always say that like you're never gonna know what it's like running out to a crowd just absolutely going berserk for you.
Yeah.
Like that's why not even rugby league, but like coming out at like WrestleMania or something.
Yeah,
and you see like a sea of 80,000 people
like,
there.
How are you ever gonna get that feeling? The next best thing you can get is probably like one of these boxing matches that come up, and then like keep building off that. But like that's the closest thing you can get to it without getting to it.
No, that's why that's what you just gotta hope one day like something will take off where you're like, all right, people are gonna get around me this month where I'm gonna come out to a boxing match or something like that. Probably not for me, not boxing because I don't need to get my head kicked in. I'll probably just the fake wrestling. I'll take WWE.
I love MMA, so I would love to do MMA. I'm not saying
that's even worse, man.
I know, but I like grappling and stuff. But as a sports fan growing up, who do you reckon's got the sports fan WWE? Who do you reckon's got the best entrance of all time
in WWE?
In both, like all together in entertainment.
Oh,
not just any one entrance, but just like iconic. When they're gonna do an entrance, it's gonna be good.
Probably go with Triple H.
Triple H.
Yeah, every time he came out, it was always gun. He'd always be spitting the water out, and it became something like so iconic.
Yeah,
you'd like, especially when I was young at school. I'd be spitting water everywhere. I'm in the shower. I'm practicing my Triple H.
Yeah, that's true.
And then as you get older, he started having those massive WrestleMania entrances, and like everyone knows his theme song. Time to play the game. Like everyone knows it. It's iconic, and like I've started. When you start seeing like UFC fighters start walking out to wrestling music, I'm like, all right, that's like a nod of respect.
Yeah.
Like
Adesanya did Undertaker.
Yeah, so like they'll start doing that more, and I know guaranteed Triple H's one will be used because like it's up there with like probably top 3, top 5.
3 come to mind when I think of wrestling, and first one is John Cena, just because of that. Just because of that. Hang on.
That kind of trend where it was a thing.
No, when you're like. Say there's a match going on or something's happening, and then that first ring comes on, and then everyone looks, and it's like it's about to go down. Like it's just so iconic, that sound. Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, that's good. That was
especially
when we were like 8, 9 years old. That was massive.
And when he was doing the jump,
jump out the stage. Yeah,
and Batista. Batista's one used to get me hyped. The fucking machine gun shit.
For me, my personal like top 5 is like Brock Lesnar's theme song. That gets me so jacked. Oh, it's like you gotta play it to know it.
Yep, I'll find it, but yeah, keep going.
2 is my ringtone, Kurt Angle's theme song. I love that. Like, bro, I wake up to that as my alarm clock. It's my ringtone. It gets my day started strong. 3, Stone Cold. You hear the glass break. Gets you up like that. Wakes you up. 4, I respect the Undertaker's one.
You have to.
Yeah, just because
it's just.
Even though it maybe takes too long, it's like Adesanya doing it. You're like, okay,
it's so iconic.
Everyone knows what it is, and then 5, Triple H. I remember like there was once where I think we're going to like some recreational basketball game, and someone puts on Triple H in the car to G the boys up. It's like, okay, this does get me G'd up.
I want to come up with my own, like just.
Got to get, is it Aerosmith to make a song for you?
Who's Aerosmith? Oh yeah. Yeah.
You hear that, you see Brock Lesnar start, jumping around
on the roids.
Yeah.
He's about to
looking 500 kilos of all muscle. You're like, okay, this is a superhuman. This is who I want to be like.
It's gonna go down. Yeah, I want to come up with my own theme song. Hey, like that's not being used, but maybe like not well known.
Yeah,
and then just have it all the time.
Because I think that Kobe Covington, I think he used Kurt Angle's theme song when he came out in the UFC.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
All American
kind
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, okay, I like Kobe Covington just strictly because he used Kurt Angle's music.
And my we can't hear it because I don't have headphones on, but my intro was the Conor McGregor walkout to Notorious.
Oh yeah,
When it had the Mountie Dew Irish song.
Yeah.
No, Notorious.
he's gone off the radar.
Yeah, he's kind of
See, but like I only see him now on Twitter.
yeah,
I don't see
deleting
him.
tweets.
I don't see him anywhere else besides Twitter. He'll watch a fight, make some absurd comment about the fighters, and then just disappear again.
It really hurts. It cuts deep because I loved him. I hope he comes back.
I still like him, and I'll watch whatever fight he comes back and does.
He just can't keep Khabib's name out of his mouth.
Well, because that's like his most embarrassing loss,
Yeah.
and it's like even for Usman, like okay, you lost, but you got knocked out. You got like, well, he wasn't undefeated. He had lost once before, but like he was going for that,
16 win streak.
Yeah, and like that's your whole not career over, but like
That knockout
it hurts
was
so much.
one of the most like history-changing knockouts in the UFC because Usman had never been taken that fight. Usman never been taken down before.
Yeah.
Taken down in the first round. Never been knocked out before. Got knocked out. Going for 15 to tie Anderson's 16 win streak to possibly become
Greatest middleweight
one
of all
of the
time.
GOATs. He's already the greatest welterweight of all time.
Yeah.
They're saying he's past GSP, but now it's debatable.
Because he
But
got
yeah, if he won that, also he had the chance. Like it was on the horizon to fight Canelo.
yeah.
It wasn't there. It was coming. If he'd win this, you never know. He could have gone up to light heavyweight. Could have a super fight of Adesanya, which they said would never happen. But like the more you keep winning, who else are you gonna fight?
Just Adesanya's going to
Like,
fight everyone. I thought he was going to fight.
He
Jon
could have fought
Jones.
Jake Paul, because if you cleaned out the division and
Yeah,
his just stock would have been so high.
take a crash cab.
And now he lost. So now Hamzat's chance of becoming a champion just skyrockets. Like it just changes everything. Bro.
I want Covington to get another gig in there.
And you know what? I was gonna say, like during the fight, I was saying this before he got knocked out. How good does this make Covington look?
Because he's
Covington was piecing him up for 5 rounds.
He was the only one that could keep up with him, besides
Yeah.
getting knocked out by him in that first one. But
Well, I
even
think
then,
he won
Yeah.
the last one they had.
Yeah.
Was it the second? Did they have 2 or 3?
they had two.
Yeah, I think he won that one. And like props to not taking anything away from Leon Edwards, but like that makes Covington like,
Looks so much better of
Yeah.
a fighter.
and I think Covington can give Leon some issues. But now they'll do a rematch in England.
Usman will win.
Yeah, I think so. I hope not. Well, not I hope.
Oh,
I don't really care.
I could say he'll win, but then at any
anything
point
can
you can
happen.
get knocked out again.
But now, like, it just changes everything.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's why I love the UFC. I put on my story the other day. It's my number 1 favorite sport right now. Like,
See, mine's NFL.
how do you watch the NFL, bro? It's so slow.
It just, I don't know. I think maybe just because I'm a junkie gambler. It just
Oh,
makes it
yeah.
easier. There's so many betting markets. It's just like, but even then, like, I don't know why. I've just always been a big fan from when I was like, in school. I had like a, group of mates that kind of kept up with it as well. And then that's just what carried me through. And then I went to America, went to a couple games there. And it's like, okay, atmosphere is unreal. These guys know what they're doing.
I heard the games are
Yeah.
good, yeah.
So it's just like, okay, I just want to make sure I keep up with this so that I can come back and go to another game.
Yeah.
And then like I don't know. There's just like the way they present the game is so much better. Like it's so much more
Production?
of a yeah. Like everything into it, like the rules, everything's thought about so specifically and like everything they put into it. You just think, okay, what are they doing here in Australia? Like even simple stuff like what burns me about like Australian sports now is like there's no free agency, like especially in the NRL. Or, these players...
What do you mean there's no free agents?
Like, they're saying, like, Cam Munster is looking to sign with a team for 2024. I'm like, well, he's at a team for 2023. Why is he even thinking about 2024?
You can't do that in American sports?
Nah, you have to wait till your contract finishes. Then you go into free agency.
And
then you sign.
Yeah.
Or you get traded beforehand. So it's like, I hate like all this, okay, he's negotiating for a contract from a year from now.
I hate it from a fan's perspective, but from a player's perspective.
Oh, from a player, like you can take advantage of it if you're having a good year.
And you just save. Because look what happened to Isaiah Thomas from the Celtics.
Yeah, but he was never going to be like...
I know, but imagine they had
He got rorted. He did get rorted.
Imagine he could have signed early.
Yeah.
Which they would have signed him. It was on the table.
No, but like you can re-sign at any point.
Yeah, okay.
Like they could have re-signed him and upped his
but
contract at any point,
you
but
can
they
do
didn't
that?
want to.
Okay.
They just didn't they thought we'll probably let him go to free agency, see what he'll get, and then if someone offers him big, maybe we'll match it.
Yeah, regardless, he would have got a deal, but
he did get unlucky.
He got fucked. Yeah. So from a player's perspective,
but I always think you're a 6 foot midget. It's like me playing in the NBA, not even 6 foot. It's really hard for you to get paid big money.
He's still a good player, but at that time, it does add that element of like extra excitement to the game as well, because when free agency hits, when all the contracts tend to finish at the same time of the year, it just makes in the off season it's so much more exciting.
That's what I'm saying. There's no NRL off season really.
It's dead.
It's all controversies. There's no actual signings or anything like that. It's
so boring. You pretty much forget about the NRL for 4 months.
And then you got people like Paul Kent saying, no, the way we shouldn't become like American sports at all. I'm like, well, you obviously just don't want to have any interest in the off season.
Yeah,
you're a dinosaur.
You got some final tips?
Oh mate, my betting. I've actually been on a bit of hot streak lately. I'm going.
So you're a proper degenerate?
Nah, maybe just above a degenerate. I'm not that bad.
Just above a degenerate?
Yeah.
Worse than a degenerate?
Nah, well, worse would be lower than a degenerate.
Oh, because it's lower. Degenerate's lower. Yeah, sorry.
No, I'm not a junkie gambler, but I probably there's some NRL games I probably won't watch unless I've got a bet on.
Yeah.
But that's just because there's some boring games on, where you got Canberra Manly this weekend.
Don't get into sports betting.
Yeah,
I've tried. It does make.
The game you're not going to win.
Exciting.
You're not going to win.
So the house is beating you.
Yeah, if you can beat the house, then your account would be banned. That's how it works.
True. Consecutively.
Yeah. So unless your account's banned, that means you're a donkey. You've been losing.
Yeah.
Because they will make sure they don't lose money.
It does make it a lot more exciting.
But that's why chuck a $10 same game multi on or something. Put out that betting segment I do with my brother each week. I find that fun, and it keeps me on my toes. I got to keep up with the sport. Put out a good bet because I could get sprayed. Put out a bad bet, people will spray you.
Yeah, and you guys are linking up with Picklebet as well. Eh?
Yeah. So Bernard's the main guy at Picklebet now. He's the
so his full-time job.
Yeah, he's the face. I think he's the face of their social media now. So it's good. He'll start coming up with betting markets and stuff like that for them.
Wow.
It'll be good. And we do a lot of rugby league and AFL content on their one. I'm hoping that they can maybe start saying, do some NFL content as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all the guess the player, have they won a premiership, who's got more tries, stuff like that. That's good content, fun content to produce. And we just produce it on their page. So that's good.
You got some final tips?
I've already said I'm taking Penrith to win NRL premiership, and I'm taking that into Melbourne Demons to win the AFL.
Who watches the AFL, bro?
I had family that lived in Melbourne, and I used to work with the Sydney Swans. So I always had a bit more of an idea of the AFL than probably most people in Sydney.
Yeah.
And then I've just always kept up with it. And I had a few mates that played AFL here, and then all my family in Melbourne, they play it, diehard fans. So then it's okay, I'm a Collingwood fan. I'll keep up with the sport. And then, especially when you start gambling, you're all right, there's another 10 markets here. Another 8 games to watch and bet on. Yeah. So, that's when you start keeping up with it. And that's when you're if you see someone in Sydney that's probably an AFL fan, it's probably strictly for gambling.
Yeah.
Me, I'm probably the outlier.
You actually watch it because you like it?
I can watch some games because I enjoy it, but still then it's probably just for gambling.
What type of multi guy are you? I don't bet a lot, but if I do, it's going to be 25 legs for $2.
Nah.
$3,000.
I'm not 18 anymore. I've grown up from that. I am.
Are you putting more than $10 on a bet?
Nah, I'll put maximum I'll put is maybe $50 on a bet. And that's if I'm
that's a lot.
That's if I'm extremely confident in it pulling off.
Wow.
And that'll be maybe, once a week. If I'll pick something like those TikTok bets I put out, I'll put maybe 50 on that. That way I can realize a good return. And the odds are maybe usually around $3 to $4.
Checking that, 150, $200.
Yeah. So that's okay, that's why. And I'm all right, I'm pretty confident that this is going to pull off.
I still can't. I can't do more.
Yeah, no, bro, you're probably better off doing that.
Yeah, fuck that. I'd rather lose 3 legs on 25 legs.
But that's when you look at all those rich people, Mayweather used to put his bets out and stuff like he'd be putting like 500 grand on this to happen.
Yeah,
I'm
now
like,
you got like Steak and Drake putting out
Yeah.
$250,000.
like they're putting up this much money for this person to win. I'm like, bro, how
You a
doing
gambler?
that?
Like games, pokies, that stuff?
Nah.
Tables?
Nah.
Would you take a...
I don't mind playing poker with my brothers, and maybe like
Yeah, like
once a blue moon at like I'll maybe go to the casino and play. But that's just like if I'm there, but completely over blackjack, completely over roulette. I hate roulette so much.
I was going to say, if you were a content creator, would you take a steak deal? But you already got a pickle bet deal,
Yeah.
so you've already sold out.
Nah, well, I mean, like, there's like I find sports gambling to be 10 times more fun than casino gambling, and then horse racing around Melbourne Cup. I get into that.
Casino gambling is just bullshit. It's got to be just bullshit, and just pure luck. Sports gambling, you have a bit of, you can control the destiny a little bit.
I went to the casino in Lebanon when I was there, and I pulled out maybe like $100 just because I was like, hey, I'm on holiday. I think like
Treat yourself.
$100 there bought like 3 million of their local currency.
Wow.
And it was like 100,000 maybe per hand. I sat down and I think for the first 25 hands I lost straight. It was like I was like, bro, this is the
Was
worst.
that $10?
Nah, it was probably like half my stack. It took a dent. And I'm like, this is the most rigged thing ever. Like I get 21, dealer gets 21. It's a push. I get 20, dealer gets 21. I get 18, dealer's getting 19. I'm like, man, this has got to be rigged. Like I'm having the worst time ever. And then I just went, maybe like I slowly crept back up a bit, got to about even, and then bang, they just wiped me out again. I was just losing so much. I'm like, okay, this has to be rigged.
It's got to be bullshit.
Like a casino anywhere in the world is probably rigged, and then you go to a casino in Lebanon, I'm like, okay, this is 110% rigged.
It's got to be bullshit. They're taking advantage of you too.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, they know I'm on holiday. They can probably say like, all right, even if I can try and cause a stir or run amok here, they'll be like, okay, no, you're not.
Yeah,
we'll take you to jail or something. So it's like, I was pretty stirred that night.
Your brother's doing a bit of boxing training.
Yeah.
You keeping up with that whole boxing scene? Is like the little event that's going on.
Yeah. I think his goal is to maybe get on a no limit card and fight someone.
It's possible.
He's doing the hard yards. He's training with people. He's sparring. He's doing all the conditioning for it. But I think it's not an easy thing to do. Like boxing is a really, really tough thing to do. Like you got to train heaps. You got to work on your technique. It's not just get in the ring and start throwing hands. Like it's not like that. That's why when you think like Jake Paul, respect to you that you've actually made a name for yourself boxing. Even if you fought nobodies, you're doing training, you're keeping yourself fit, and you're actually like drawing numbers. So like, not that he'll be Jake Paul or something like that, but if he does get like a fight, whether it be like with Jordan Simi or something, then it'll be funny to watch. It'll be good content for one, and I don't think I'd allow him to lose just because that'd be too embarrassing.
You want to throw in the towel?
No, not even that. I'll do the jump in like like those guys in that McGregor Khabib fight.
Yeah.
I'll just disrupt the fight or do something and make
Can
sure.
we see the first no limit tag team fight?
I mean, if that's the case, I will jump in. I'll lace them up, but I don't think I've got the conditioning to be a boxer.
Nah,
just
a heavy lifter.
Yeah. I'm way too heavy of a frame to be doing the running that's required to be a boxer.
You got to be fit, bro.
Oh, mate. Like that Huss Hamden.
Yeah.
He you see his Instagram stories of him, running 7Ks before 5 a.m. I'm like, mate, that looks like torture.
Yeah, he's a beast. I don't know how they do it, especially in the morning too. Like I'm
not a morning person at all.
We used to have training in the morning for rugby league for school, and like that was alright. You get there, it's about half an hour after you woke up. The boys are there. You having
that's
laugh.
why that's like a group thing. Like boxing, it's all by yourself. You got to have that internal motivation. That's why it's so much tougher. There's no one like you're not with your mates. No one's dragging you along to do it. That's where it's probably most tough.
Yeah, I'd still do it, but for the right, just for that. I just want that feeling.
Look, if like Bernard does start boxing and it starts taking off like Jake Paul or Logan Paul, and then like Logan Paul started boxing first and then Jake Paul got into it, I could be that second brother that gets into it. I don't mind that. Get a couple money fights where you just use your name for a fight.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny, but we're probably a long way off that. I got to stop comparing ourselves to
What-
Jake and Logan Paul.
Where does the confidence come from when we got two Lebo brothers making videos in budgie smugglers? What-
That's just the same as before. Like, I don't care. Like, all right, maybe my rig might not look too good in the budgie smuggler. I think I looked all right, but like, even if I don't look too good, like what, no one's gonna say it to you in person. The worst that they'll say to you in person is like, oh, that was a pretty funny video. Like, I was out last week. I mean, what's funny though is like even a lot of the videos that I do or feature in as like on Bernard's page, they'll just think that it's Bernard. They don't even know I'm a different person. Like, which is pretty funny. Like I just did some like videos in Greece and Lebanon, and everyone will come to Bernard like, oh, bro, weren't you just in Greece and Lebanon? It's like, nah, man, it was my twin brother. They're like, oh, geez, you look so alike. And like that'll just happen. Like, I know, and I kind of like it that way. It's like, yeah, we can be in two places at once.
Have you ever used that properly?
Oh yeah, 100%. I've gone to work as him.
What type of work?
Like just some labouring job. Like, he couldn't make it one day, so like, he hadn't been there in a couple of weeks. So I just rocked up as him and just said I was him. And like, they'd just be like, oh, John, nice to see you, man. Long time no see. I'm like, yeah, how are you, boys? I haven't seen you in a while. And it's like,
just keep it real general.
Yeah. They're like, oh, what's your, and like they'll introduce you to someone new. Oh, what's your name? Or Nick, Bernard, yeah. And I just swallowed it. Like,
What's his real, like, it's Jon Bernard.
his name's Jon Bernard. Jon Bernard. I just call him Bernard.
Why is that?
Just
a habit?
Yeah, just a habit. But like, yeah, people mistake us as
Yeah.
different
Would you have a
people all the
clone?
time.
Would you ever, if they could make a clone?
I already got it though. That's the thing.
But like, what would the rules be? Like, what would they be?
Nah,
What rights would they have? Like, if you could have a clone that was just like you in two, but you controlled it, would you do that?
nah. I'm already too much to handle as it is. I'm already causing enough trouble. I don't need the second one of me. I don't know. That'd be pretty weird to say the least.
Yeah, it'd be a bit scary, eh? And imagine you get home and the clones with your missus.
And I mean, like, I've pretty much already got a clone, my brother. Like, we're pretty much the same person. I mean, I think maybe he's got a bit more of a sarcastic wit to him. He's a lot more naturally funny.
Yeah,
a bit more serious, a bit more book smart. But
that's about the same size too.
Yeah, about the same size. I probably got a few kilos on him.
Yeah,
maybe a bit
lift a bit heavier.
But and he's that's probably pretty much it. Other than that, like, I reckon maybe 95% of people don't
recognize.
Don't recognize me, but like they don't recognize us like as different people. Like, they'll just come up to me and say, "Oh, John," like, especially on a night out, like they'll
Like
come
they
up.
can't tell.
Like, it's funny since like kind of he's taken off on TikTok and stuff like that. You go out in Sydney and it's like, he'll get stopped, 100 times by different people. Can I have a photo? Can I have this? And then people that think I'm him will do the same to me. Oh, can I have a photo? I'm like, sorry guys, I'm not him. Like, it's not.
Just do it.
Yeah, that's why like it's the toss up of like, do I ruin their night and say I'm not him, or what if I say I am him and then they find out that I'm not him? Is that even worse?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to be like, I don't want to take a photo with someone because I'm not famous. I'm not.
I was at the Bulldogs game the other week, and I was standing with Brandon, plays for them. He get dropped at the moment.
Brandon Wakem, yeah.
Well, so we're talking, good mate of mine, and it was half time, and this kid came up to him. He's a little bit special.
Yeah.
Just by himself. He's like, Brandon, can I take a photo with you? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, I'll take it for you. And he's like, Corey, can I take a photo with you?
Oh, you're Corey Allen.
I was like, what, Corey? And then Brandon's like, yeah, Corey, take a photo. I was like, what do I do to this kid? This poor kid.
I was like, you don't want to lie to him.
I tried to tell him, like, nah. And he's like, yeah, please, let's take a photo.
That's what will happen. So like, people will come up to me at night out, they're like, oh, you're a TikTok guy. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm not. I'm his brother. And they're like, nah, you're lying to me. Like, I know what he looks like. You're him. I'm like, guys, I'm not lying to you. Like,
I think you're trying to be humble.
Yeah, I'm like, guys, I'm not lying to you. Like, they go, no, come here. I'm taking a photo with you. I'm like, all right, bro, I'll take a photo with you. And then like but the funny ones are like, and these ones make me piss myself laughing, is when like someone will come up to me and be like, oh, like, are you the TikTok guy or like, are you the brother? And I go,
Oh, wow.
I go, I'm the brother. They go, oh, fuck, that's disappointing, bro. I'm like, oh, fuck, man, I'm so sorry.
Wow.
I go,
Wow.
I'm so sorry, man. Sorry to disappoint your night.
I guess if you give it out, you got to be able to take it as well.
Oh, bro, I don't care. Like those ones actually genuinely make me laugh. I'm like, please, they've got balls.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh, sorry for ruining your night, guys. I didn't mean to ruin your night.
Well, I appreciate you for coming on. I think we had the better brother on here.
Nah.
I love BK. He's funny as. What was I gonna say? I normally drop every second Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
And last Tuesday it just happened. I got a bit lazy.
Yeah.
I had Nicholas Love on.
Model.
Yep. I did all the editing, but I was a bit behind on the micro and the thumbnail. I actually played Fortnite that weekend, so I treated myself.
You deserve a break.
Yeah. So and then I posted that Monday saying, "Listen, sorry, I'll back to back next weekend.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday." The Tuesday comes where I'm meant to upload. I finish work. I get in my car. I go to leave work. I just got whacked. My car got destroyed. I'll show you a photo. So this is karma for not uploading. And I think now I have no choice but to upload every Tuesday. That's my car.
Oh, fuck.
Straight in the driver's door.
Your fault?
Legally, yes. Technically, he was speeding, but I'll take that on the chin as karma. So every second Tuesday, there'll be an episode. And thanks for coming. Let everyone know where they can find you.
Yeah, no, mate. Catch me on Instagram at Nick Kairouz. Same on TikTok. You'll probably see me feature on my brother's page and, keep up with the content.
Chuck on $50 on one of his upcoming bets. And
guys, I only pick winners, guys, so you will win money.
Yep. Tag him in your wins, not your losses. All right. I appreciate you.
Thanks, mate.